Yes, yes, y'all. It's the the daily go get mism show. You think it ain't when it is? You think it won't when it is? We are here and we are emotionally do this thing, taking off fast lane, no coasting, and everything is gonna be all right. We talking about when they get mad because you won't tell them everything tonight. Mad because you won't tell them everything. Now, I might have been in this situation. You might have been in this situation. We may have been in this situation. A lot of people probably have been in this situation. When you're close to a person, they expect you to share certain things with them because they probably share things with you. But you know how it is. Depending on your makeup, depending on the type of person that you are, depending on the way that you feel about things and how things play out for you, you may not always be the type that talks about the things that you do or the things that you have gotten into. Many times you don't really know how to process some of the things that may have happened with you or to you. And have you ever been through that? Have you ever been in a situation where somebody did something to you or you did something with somebody or something just surprised you, hit you from out of the blue, and you may not even know how to feel about it yet. So you may not be ready to talk about it. Maybe words can't express what how it affected you. But then because somebody may know that something happened with you or to you, or they may have heard about it, they're expecting you to give them every single detail. Sometimes friends just give each other every detail of what happened with them with their experiences. It's not always just friends. It could be your lover, it could be your spouse, it could be your family members, it could be just somebody that's close to you. People who are close to you expect for you to be transparent about everything, especially when you're younger. Remember you were younger and you experienced a bunch of firsts. Maybe the first time you kissed somebody, the first time you got grinded on in the steps, first time you felt the titty, sucked the titty, palmed the ass, the first time you talked nasty to somebody or somebody talked nasty to you, the first time you ever had sex, the first time you ever really had sex. Because sometimes the first time you have sex, you ain't really having sex. Sometimes it takes a few times before you really be like, well, oh. Even if it's not the greatest experience, you finally realize, okay, so this thing does last more than a few seconds or a few minutes. Like there really is something to this. Like we can see the light at the end of the tunnel. So, okay, that's it. Yeah. And your friends want to know, like, ooh, y'all did it? Yeah, we did it. Yeah, man, she let me do it to her. 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 All right, so what happened? Like what happened? Well, we got out of school early that day, and we had already talked the night before. We'd already talked the night before, so I asked her to come over my house at when we got out of school early, and because nobody wasn't going to be home at the crib, and when we got to the crib, we started, we sat there and watched TV for a little while. We started kissing, grinding, and all of that. Next thing you know, I lifted up her shirt. You know what I mean? I thought I was going to get the blue balls, but I didn't. And she let me she let me hit. She let me do it. I mean, like, but like, so did she get undressed herself, or did you have to undress her? Like, was you still kissing and grinding, like trying to like take off her stuff, or did she like fully agree and like unfasten her shit, take off her shirt, whatever? Did she take off everything, or did she leave something more? Like your friends be expecting you to tell them every single detail. And this is Throwback Thursday, so this is a good thing. I mean, really, this is Wednesday show, but we have phased into Throwback Thursday, so we can have a little element of history going into this whole thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. So when you was a teenager, every experience that you had was a big deal. So your boys or your homegirls or whatever, they want to know what happened, because more than likely, not only do they want to get into your world and share your experiences with you, but they want to match their experiences with yours, so they can have a little idea of what they should do or how they will handle a similar situation when it's time for them to go. Now we might understand that a little bit more now that we're older, but when we were younger, we probably didn't get it. Like, well, why are you all in my business? Or why do you have to know? Or what makes you think that I know anything, or that anything happened? You may be the type of person that picks the time that you want to reveal the things that have happened with you or to somebody else or whatever. Or some things might be on your mind at certain times and other things may not be on your mind at certain times. So you don't always share right then and there. But what do you do when somebody gets mad at you because you won't tell them everything? Like, first of all, how do they know that you are not telling them everything? I mean, do they know you well enough that they can read your body language, or they know when you're holding back? Possibly. It happens. That happens. But there could be other cues. There could be other cues. There may be other clues. There may be other things that indicate that you are not giving up all the tapes, and you are not giving up all the tapes, and you are not forthcoming. Come on, I need to know everything. Please tell me something. I need to know that you ain't fronting. I need to hear the things that happen in your life, the things that happen with your girl, not necessarily your wife. But if you want to share that too, I know it's because you're going through a hell of a thing. You always have told me everything. Now you're holding back and I don't know how to act. Well, what's going on? How do you handle a situation when they get mad at you because you won't tell them everything? What do you know about not telling somebody everything? What do you know about telling somebody everything? What do you know? What's going on, Care Bear? Thanks for coming on through there. And also, Stacy White, thanks for coming through tonight. It's been a few days. I'm glad you came through and gave it a play. Hope everything is going on all right with you. So, that's what we're talking about tonight on the Daily Go Getimism Show. And look, while we're doing this show, I'm going to try to move my mouth a little bit more and be a little bit more expressive when I'm talking. Because you know what I noticed? I noticed that when I'm doing, like, if I tape a reel, like I put up a reel the other day, and y'all should go check out the reel I was talking about being jealous. Check out this reel. After you check out this video, check out the reel that I did the other day. And I noticed that when I do a reel, like, my face doesn't move when I'm talking. Like, only thing that moves is my mouth. So I'm thinking, like, yo, man, I need to get I need to get my cheeks and maybe even my head involved a little bit more when I talk. So, because it captures people's attention when you are very expressive when you talk. So I need to maybe get the rest of the muscles involved in my face when I talk. Now, it's not going to be easy. I'll probably have to practice at this for a while and maybe even be reminded. But I know it'll catch people's attention. Like, for example, right now, I would like for y'all to please hit the like button, please share the show, and please subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. See, I'm trying to move these muscles. But on the real, it's like, people be jealous and I've known people who took a life over jealousy, but I've never known anybody to take their own life over jealousy. So when you really think about it, it's a hell of an emotion and it's very destructive and can be. Anyway, I don't want to get off topic. How do you handle when somebody gets mad at you because you won't tell them everything? Now, there are times when it's understandable that a person will get upset with you because you didn't tell them everything, because maybe it's something that they really need to know. Maybe it's something that will keep them out of danger. Maybe it's something about a loved one of theirs or somebody that they care about or some situation that's important where you need to know information. You know, I'm not talking about any type of violent situation. Like, so you didn't let me know that these cats were out there waiting for me, you know, setting me up and whatever. Now, I'm not talking about anything like that. But they may be mad at you because you have told them so much stuff that, you know, maybe this time you don't feel like getting into it. Or they could have handled the information that you have given them previously in a way that you didn't understand, like, or respect. And maybe you're upset. So you're like, well, you know what? I think I need to pull back on some of the things that I tell you, because sometimes when I tell you things, it doesn't stay between me and you. And some of those things that I tell you, a lot of those things that I tell you are sensitive. It's sensitive information. And, you know, and I know that if I'm only telling you and I hear it from somebody else who was not a witness to what I said and what I did, then I know that it had to come to you. And I don't appreciate you putting my stuff out there on Front Street unauthorized. So maybe I'm not going to tell you as much as I used to tell you. That happens. That happens. That happens. So they might be mad all they want that you're not telling them everything. You might be on like, I'm telling you, I told you everything. I don't know what you're still digging for. Anyway, we're about to go play this game over here. We're about to watch the game over there. We're about to go get a beer over here. We're going to go check out these shorties. We're going to do whatever. And they like, you know how it is? You know how people act when they lose their status. When they lose their he or she tells me everything status. Even when people act like they don't want to know all of the things that you tell them, because maybe some of the things that you tell them is more than their little young sensitive ears can handle. You know, so it'd be like TMI sometimes. But when you take away the I and the TMI, then they're like, wait a minute, what happened to the I? Now it's NII. You know, I'm sorry, NEI. What's NEI? Not enough information. First, you were giving them too much information, and they were telling you, listen, I don't need to know all of that. Don't be telling me, you know, why you always tell. It went from that to, well, what happened then? What you talking about? That's it. The end. The credits are rolling. The credits are rolling. Old time TV, baby. Old time TV. Mad because you won't tell them everything. What do y'all know about somebody being mad because you won't tell them everything? What do you know? What do y'all know? Show me some love out there, y'all. Hit the like button. Share the show. Subscribe to the channel. Chat. Talk to me. Talk to me. I know that y'all know somebody out there who has probably been mad at you before because you wouldn't tell them everything, or you were mad at somebody because they didn't tell you everything. When before, they were straight blabber-mouthing to you. Before, they just told you everything. They was the Wendy Williams, the Club Shay Shay, the Oprah from back in the... No, has Oprah ever been a reliable source? Like, Oprah didn't do gossip, but I'm asking because I didn't watch the Oprah show a lot. Was that a reliable source of valid information when it came to, you know, people's accounts of stuff? Was it? Because looking back on it, you know, she kind of padded a lot of stuff, didn't she? Because it was on network TV. I mean, back then, did people ever really reveal the real? Did they ever reveal the real? Stacey White says, it's none of their business. We are grown over here. Yeah, it's none of the public's business. But when we talking about a private, when we talking about your best friend, when we talking about your sister, your cousin, when we talking about people who are close to you, even your children or your spouse or your man or your woman, when we talking about that, how does it go? I have some scenarios. Yes, I do have an example. I have examples of when somebody might get upset because you didn't tell them everything. Yeah. Now, I already used the example of when you may have shared a lot with somebody and they went and ran their mouth. So you pulled back, like, okay, all right, well, you're not good with a lot of information. So I'm going to give you the medium size. You're not good with the super size information. So I'm going to give you the medium. Keep messing around and I'm gonna get you to the small. Like it's not even enough fries on this thing. I could count the fries that was in the box, man. It was only 15 fries in the box. And some of them was half fries. They wasn't even long fries. And 15 fries. 1. They hot though. 2. 3. 4. Mad because you won't tell them everything. Well, what is there to tell? Everything. Now we know that when you go to court, for example, there are probably details that you're not going to share if you are the defendant. There are probably things that probably shouldn't be shared with the court, disclosed if they don't already have evidence. Your lawyer is going to tell you that. Like, we don't have to go there. We don't have to go there because that might influence the judge. It might influence the jury. The jury to think that you're not credible or whatever, or So we ain't telling everything. But there ain't nobody gonna get mad about it. Ain't nobody gonna get mad about it. Well, maybe the plaintiff would get mad. What he didn't tell you was, or the defendant could get mad because the plaintiff didn't tell everything about the real story. Mad because you didn't tell them everything. Or, I'm sorry, mad because you won't tell them everything. Let me ask y'all this. Should a man and a woman who are romantically involved, whether they are boyfriend and girlfriend, living with each other, cohabitating, or even married, a spousal situation, should they share everything with each other? Everything. Should they? Should a man and a woman who are romantically involved, should they share everything? And how soon should they share everything if you think that they should? And how long should they be together before they start sharing an awful lot or everything if you don't think that they should share everything? How much should they share? Can we get an audit list? Can we get a itemized list of things that they should know or that they should share with each other? And why not? Stacey White says it's private and it's none of their business. Cool. Lynn says, no, not everything. What's up, Lynn? Thanks for coming on through. Appreciate you. Thanks for coming on through. Appreciate you. Coming through on multiple shows. I appreciate that. Mucho. And you say, no, not everything. Not everything is important. Now, I look at it the same way. I do. I look at it the same way. But I want to give y'all a specific situation that I was thinking about. Even before the romantic link gets off the ground, before it really starts. Check this out. See what y'all think about this. You know how, especially on the internet, people are always talking about how single they are. I'm single as fuck. I'm single as F. I am super single. Like, I ain't in love with nobody. I don't like nobody. Ain't nobody in love with me. Don't nobody like me. Like, I'm single. You hear people say it. I hear people say it. And I always give them the side eye when they say it. Because how do you know if nobody likes you? How do you know if nobody is in love with you? What, the only people who like you or love you are the people who express that? Oh, yeah? Well, nonetheless, that may not take away from your single status. But you have people who will say that they're single and they're dating. Now, you may still be considered to be single because you're not committed to anybody. But is that single? Is that single enough? I know that ain't single as fuck. That's what it's not. But is that being totally transparent? Are you sharing everything? Is somebody who is seriously interested in you wrong to be upset because you didn't give full transparency about your status, about your relationship status? Like, just because you don't like somebody doesn't mean that you're not liked by them, and it doesn't mean that, maybe you don't like them, but you like them enough to go to dinner with them. You like them enough to go to the movies, visit each other. Maybe y'all even consider yourselves to be really good friends, better than lovers, more than lovers. Y'all better friends than lovers, but the love is there. There's some love there. There's definitely some attraction there. There's definitely some liking, some serious liking. This is hard liking. You ever hard like somebody? I think you in the hard like thing, in the hard like category, just before you get the love. How they have like hard lemonade and hard soft drinks or whatever. It means it has a little bit of alcohol in this little spike. It tastes good. When you drink enough of them, you might be a little tipsy if you're not a drinker. Yeah. With hard like I am in deep like with you. I am digging me some you. But what I'm not digging is the fact that, you're not being honest with me. And it might not be that they're not being truthful in that way of being honest, but you're not being forthcoming. Like, let's say you go out with somebody or you're just hanging out with them, and they said that they were single as fuck. That's what they said. But their phone is blowing up, and it ain't business. It ain't business. Like their regular phone line is blowing up, and then like their notifications is going all crazy. Somebody looking for their ass. Now, maybe they don't want to be bothered or caught or pursued by the person that's getting after them. But this is the lack of transparency that can make a person upset, because you said that you are super single. You said that you were single as fuck. You said that you ain't in love with nobody. Nobody's in love with you. You said you don't like nobody and nobody likes you. But from what I can see, it's not exactly that way. Maybe you don't like somebody in the way that they would like you to like them, but they like you in maybe a way that you are uncomfortable with being liked at this time. Maybe you do like me more than you like them. And maybe I like you a whole lot. But maybe it's irritating me that you don't seem like you are really being transparent or truthful or really, really, being forthcoming as far as your relationship status. Maybe you're single, but you're not super single. You're definitely not single ASF. I mean, single as F. You're not. You're not. So What happens in a situation like that? Are they telling you enough? Are they telling you enough from your point of view, or are they being a little shady? And does the person who doesn't feel like they're being told enough, are they wrong for being upset because you ain't telling them everything? Is there everything to tell? I need y'all to talk to me a little bit, because I'm really on the fence about this thing. Now, listen, with somebody like me, you don't have to tell me everything. I'd rather just be a witness for when the shit happens anyway. But I realize that I'm a lot more relaxed than a lot of other men are. They be in your shit. And you know how a lot of women are. They're going to go through your phone. You leave them in your crib, they're going to go through your drawers, look under your bed, go through your medicine cabinet. They might even go under your kitchen sink cabinet. Like, let me see what kind of disinfectant I'm using. Sometimes people he might have a body under there. You never know, My point is, a lot of people will go and try to find the information that they want to know if they don't feel like you're telling them enough. So that's part of them being upset. So they like you or love you, but they don't trust you. And it might be upsetting them. It might be. But that's just one scenario. I don't know what y'all think about this scenario. So you're supposed to be single. You're single. I'm single. But is that single meaning that neither one of us are seeing anybody at any time in any way? Like, are you celibate single? Or are you touchy-feely single? Or are you only fucked in once single? Still single. But you doing some double things. You single, but you doing some double things. You doing some together things. Let me see. Hi. What's time like water? He says, I do have a body under there, I do you now. Hold on. Let me put on my struggle beads. You know what I mean? Because you start talking about you got a body. We might have to bless those who are no longer here with us. Get my beads. Lynn says, boy, I'm happy I'm single. Dating must be a bitch. For some it is. No, I know you was just joking, my dude. I ain't mad at you, man. Cool out. Have fun. Have fun. But yeah. But real chat though. If somebody wasn't seeming like they were being 100% transparent about their relationship status and you trying to get into something, do you have the right to be upset about that? Your suspicions that they're not being 100% honest, transparent, because certain things have happened. Sometimes dudes thinking that they have met a shorty and she all of that, and she telling him that she's 100% single. He go over her crib. They in the crib chilling on the couch or whatever. You get a knock at the door, or somebody beeping outside, or yelling up her window, or some old crazy shit. You like, yo, what's going on? Oh, that's just, don't worry about it. That's just my ex. We don't see each other no more. But he don't want to let go. But he's harmless. You ain't got to worry. Like, nah, hold up, hold on. A lot of times in those situations, he's not holding on to somebody who has totally let him go. And I'm not talking about a situation where y'all might have kids together. I'm talking about a situation where one person may be still holding out reasons to think that y'all gonna get back together, but y'all going through a rough patch. But she didn't tell you that. She told you she was single as fuck. Why is this dude feeling like it's okay for him to be banging on your door if you single as fuck, ma? Like now I'm feeling like I'm in a dangerous situation. I don't want to have to hurt my way up out of here, but I will. I will hurt my way all the way home. You know, like the little piggy who screamed, you know, wee. I might have to cut, slash, bow. My man says, yeah, nowadays no one's really single. Women string along many men. Some do. Yo, I would love to be able to dispute that, but it's true. It's true. You don't know if somebody is being 100% honest about who they're seeing, who they're not seeing, even who they might miss. Now, who they might miss might not be any of your business. Now, what I mean by missing somebody is like y'all used to be together, y'all haven't seen each other in a while, y'all aren't able to get it back together for some reason, and you miss them. I miss you. There's no other way to say it, and I can't deny it. Thought I heard your voice yesterday when I turned around to say that I loved you. Then I realized, but it was just my mind playing tricks on me. Climax, baby, old school, baby. If you don't know the song, if you are young and you don't know the song, I Miss You by Climax, look it up. Climax is spelled K-L-Y-M-A-X-X. Climax. It was a very good girl group back in the 80s, a girl band. It was dope. Real dope, you know what I'm saying? Lynn, thanks for coming through, man. I appreciate you mucho. I really, really appreciate you. And how was time, Walker? I'm sorry, let me get your name right. How was time? No. Was time? No. Oh, was time like water? How was time like water? I'm sorry. Okay. And he says most women do that so they will never be alone. Interesting. Muy interesante. Stacey White says some exes are stalkers, especially when you block them. Well, if they have a reason to come around, they'll come around. And that's not to say that you're leading them on and everything, but in a situation where you're trying to get it popping with somebody else, don't you think that they would need to know that ex is hanging around, might jump out the bushes, might show up in a restaurant where we are, might inconvenience us and put us in precarious positions, or maybe even embarrass us in some way? You don't think that I should know that, even if it's just for the reasons of protecting myself and protecting you? You don't think I should be put on to this? I do. So yeah, we've been on here 34 minutes. We're about to get on the body here. Time kind of flew, didn't it? This show went fast, but really mad at you because you won't tell them everything. Mad because you won't tell them everything. Sometimes people are just newsy. Sometimes they need to know. They need to know. I'm going to give y'all one more scenario, and then we're gonna do these birthday shout outs and get on up out of here. If you know that somebody is going through a health crisis, come on, y'all. If you know that somebody is going through a health crisis and they've been going back and forth to the doctors, they've been getting tests, they haven't, you can tell that something is going on. High waste time like water. Okay. Oh, okay. High waste time. Okay, thank you. Thank you for breaking that down. Appreciate it. But yeah, let's say you have a loved one that you know is going through some type of health crisis. Maybe you're not 100% sure what it is. Maybe they're not really sharing, but you know that they've been going to the doctor. You know that they've been having some tests done, and you know that they've been acting a little funny since they've been going to these doctor visits. Now you might be asking them, so what's going on? What's happening with you? Like, what happened with those tests? Did you get the results of the blood work? What's happening? The MRI, the CAT scan, the biopsy. And they might be starting to clam up. Like, well, they don't really know yet, but they're saying that it might not be anything, but it might be a little something. Like, do you have a right to be upset because they're not sharing with you? Because they know. The doctors are telling them something, but they're not giving you anything. They're giving you a bunch of textbook generic answers. They're basically blowing you off. They're giving you just enough to keep you curious. And they're not playing a game with you, but they're not telling you. They are not telling you. And, some people will not tell you what they don't want you to know. Some people will not tell you what they don't want you to know for whatever reason. And you might be that type of person. But does the person who needs to know or feels like they need to know, do they have a right to be upset because you're not telling them everything? Breadcrumbing. Thank you. Perfect word for it. They're breadcrumbing. Do you have a right to be upset about that? The breadcrumbing that they're doing. Do you have a right to feel some kind of way? Like, because you're as concerned about their health as they are. And of course, they might be afraid. It may have, their condition may have blindsided them. They may be uncomfortable with their health status at the time. But you wanna be supportive, and you want to help. Maybe you even want to utilize some resources. Call some people that you know. Get some assistance. But you can't assist on what you don't know. So if they're not telling you, do you have a right to be upset about it? And even if it was in reverse and you weren't being forthcoming, because that's your own business. Your health status is your own business. Now, if you are in a spousal situation, if you're married, do you think that your spouse has the right to know what your health status is? I'm gonna answer that, and I say yes. Your spouse has the right to know if you're sick or not. I think so. What do y'all think? If you're married, do you think that your spouse has the right to know what your health status is? Okay. How waste time like water? Says depends on the relationship. Stacy White says, I think you should be concerned and upset, but they might be afraid to tell you. Okay. And he also says, for sure, if you're married. For sure, if you're married. I think, I have to agree. Because if you're married, they might have a condition that might actually affect you. For example, I'm old enough to have been alive and a teenager when AIDS came out. So what if your spouse got diagnosed with HIV? You probably been laying with your spouse, having sex with your spouse, swapping body fluids with your spouse. Now, back in the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s, having AIDS was, being HIV positive was dangerous. Like, it's almost like it never happened now because they're able to treat it so well. They've all but cured it. All but cured it. If you have the money and insurance. You ain't got that. You just, they got the treatments. You don't have to be rich anymore like what saved Magic Johnson. How waste time, like Water says. But I've heard stories that they didn't want their last year together worrying about their death. Waste time like water. I've been through this. I've been through this. I went through this with my dad. I went through this with my stepdad. I've been through this with other friends, people who were close to me. I'm going through it now with a friend who is close to me. It's hard as fuck. They're actually making the time of their last years harder because you're in the dark. Like, it's like I don't know how y'all are with pets, but if you've ever had a cat or a dog that was really sick, and this was your buddy, you know how it is when you how you get with pets. They become like a part of family. You really get to know their personality. They know you. When your pet is sick, and you'd be like, damn, because they still, especially a dog still wants to play with you, but when they're really sick, they can't. And you see them like when you're calling them and all they can really do is wag their tail. Watching them is heartbreaking because a dog can't tell you what's wrong with them. He can't do it. Neither can a cat or any other animal. They can't tell you what's wrong. So you have to kind of figure it out. So some of our loved ones have acted like dogs and cats because they ain't telling you. They can, but the thing is, they can tell you what's going on, and they just not telling you. So as they're losing weight and they're really weak and they can't do the things that they used to do and they're not getting any better, and you're watching this while they talking about, no, I'm okay. I just have a little, something going on. I'll be back to my regular. What are you talking about? It's hard. It is. It's hard. It doesn't make it any easier because you don't know. It makes it harder because you don't know. You may have resources. You may know people who can help. You may know some remedies. You might be from South Carolina down the Gula. What they call it? Shit. Where the Creoles are. Gullah. Yeah, the Gullah Islands. They might have a witch doctor down there. They'll whip you up some spring tonic. They might have something that you can use. At least give you a chance. If nothing else, they may have some type of pain reliever that's going to make you feel like you ain't sick, even if you really are. But you're not giving them a chance to help you. And it's tough. It is. It's hard. It's hard. Watching your dog die. And I'm talking about your dog that wags a tail and the dog the dog that was your drinking buddy or the love of your life. Watching your dog die is hard. So do you have a right to be upset because they don't want to share? Now, on the other side, some people might say, well, yeah, well, you gotta grow up. They have a right to keep their secret or not to reveal. And you're right. But when we're not talking about what you have the right to do. Do you have a reason or a right to be upset because they're not letting you in? They're not telling you everything. What do you think? Yeah, waste time. Like Water says, they are afraid or in denial. Don't want to believe that it's real. Yeah, man, it's tough. It is. It's tough. It hurts. It hurts. I want to thank y'all for helping me out. I ain't really mean to get this deep. I didn't. I ain't no bullshit. I ain't mean to get this deep when I thought up this show. I just thought I thought we would do some surface shit. Y'all made me get into it. Let's do these birthday shout outs. We have some birthday shout outs to do. Some people were born on this glorious February 14th, Valentine's Day, and they deserve to be acknowledged. So let's talk about our business of acknowledging them and making them feel special because they are special because they are special because they are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. Look at the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. Look at the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. Look at the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They get number one out the box. Sophia James turning 29 years old today, and also Amethyst Orchid turning 50 years old today, and they are raising money for the McDonald House Charities Incorporated. And also my girl Diana Townsend turning 54 years old today, and Diane Nixon turning 49 years old today. And also Vivian Barnes Perry, happy birthday to you, and Winisha Haicha Yukiva Joseph. Happy birthday to you. And also Tamitha Buchanan turning 43 years old today. And Tracy B. Jones turning 58 years old today. And Fam Vayan Gona Vienna turning 35 years old today. And Claudine Pierre Paul turning 45 years old today also. And Dana McIntyre Richards turning 44 years old today. No relation. But what up, guys? What's going on? And also Margaretha Gourrier turning 35 years old today, and Aretha Brown turning 64 years old today, and Wanda Singleton Bird, happy birthday to you. And last but not least, a posthumous happy birthday, a heavenly birthday. My girl died. She passed in 2017, and you really realize how fast time flies when somebody that you really cared about, somebody that you was really cool with, passes. This is the seventh year of her passing, and this is a girl that I went to college with, actually went to high school with, coolish, yo. Miss you, Janine Anderson Hawkins. Happy heavenly birthday to you. I will never take you off my friends list ever, because you will never not be my friend. You was one of the good ones, one of the really, really, really good ones. And when she got really sick, she didn't really want to accept that, but she was so sick that her body told on everything. Like, you ain't got to say a word. I want to say happy birthday to all of y'all. And I hope that today finds you a good health, happiness, mind, body, soul, and spirit. And that goes out to each and every person out there born on this glorious February 14th, anywhere out there in the world, worldwide, internationally, and universally. All of y'all go ahead and turn up. But don't turn up too loud. Just turn up loud enough so everybody can hear you. Rock out, rock on, do the damn, rock out, rock on, do the damn, rock out, rock on, do the damn thing. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind, and anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours, and remember, listen, man. You don't have to tell everybody everything that you don't want to tell them. Yeah, there are plenty of things that you can keep to yourself, and you can keep everything to yourself if you want to. But you know, when people are close to you, and when you're close to other people, you know, you may exchange information, swap information, give information, take in information, listen to information. And it's one of those things that actually bonds people together. When you know that a person will share things with you, and you know that you can share things with another person, that's trust. And trust is not an easy thing to get out here. It's definitely not something that you can buy. But it's something that's valuable and priceless. So try not to get all mad if somebody ain't talking. Maybe they don't know the words to say yet. Be patient. Be as patient with others as you would hope that they would be as patient with you if you were in a similar situation. And sometimes we have to wait to even find out what the situation is. We got to wait to try and find out what the situation is. We don't know what's going on what the situation is, but we going to find out what the situation is. We're going to find out what's going on, my bro, because I really got to know it, because it shows that something is happening. He don't look the same. He looks kind of sad. It's making me just as sad. I feel like we, the Corsoran brothers, and I have never had another brother like this. No other will ever exist. And I don't even think that I would want to be on that list of people that still exist if he ever passed away. So I need to know what's going on with my brother today, because it's possible that I may be able to save his life, and I gotta talk to his girl, his side joint wife. I know that somebody knows something, because he ain't going to keep it in forever, and I need to never sever the ties that I got with my man. Eyes on some other shit right now. I understand. All right. Peace to all my day ones, my everydays, and my brand news. I love y'all to death, resuscitate y'all, and love y'all right back to life. I hope that y'all will share the show. I hope that y'all will hit the like button. I hope that y'all will subscribe to the channel and hit the notification and bell so I'll yell so y'all know what time we coming on all the time. But we'll be here tomorrow night for another Daily Go Getimism show. I want to thank y'all for coming through. I appreciate the love and support. And so I'm a holla back. We gonna holla back. Peace.